everybody, and welcome to part 2. Where in the hell is Uncle Bill at? What in the hell? Did he have to go
Fuck
take a dump?
you. I'm here.
Fuck you, don't fuck. Hey.
So this is part 2, buddy. This is for the real horror fans right here. Like, if you know any of these people that's going to be in this one, then you're hardcore as hell.
You got to be hardcore.
Yeah, you got to be hardcore to be in this chat. If you're not hardcore and you're in this chat, get the hell out. We don't want you in here. I ain't trying to make friends. I don't care if you like this. I don't care if you subscribe. Fucking just get out.
You like it. You love it. You want some more of it. I tried so hard to shit on your belly. Something like that.
Don't know what it is about that little girl loving, but I like
it. I love it. I want some more of it.
it. Buddy, country music in the 90s was pretty shitty, really.
Let's raise some hell. I ain't got no pants on. Don't know who that is. Down there. Got to watch that, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, Kathy, I'm rude. That's part of my game.
Rude people. That's kind of, that's what we do. Dana's in here.
Yeah.
I heard from Dana she finally checked out part 1 of the tier list, and she didn't really disagree with us much aside from one movie, and I think you know what that is.
Yeah, I think we all know what that is, unfortunately. You got the fat Sherwin Williams guy as the killer.
The guy that pumped your gas back in 1980 or whatever.
Ridiculous movie. Anyway,
that movie's no good.
I watched it again. Like I said, I've tried to like that movie or even like find out what it is about it that other people like, but I just can't. So I've given up. It's just shitty.
But by popular demand, because there was all kinds, like people were throwing names at us and left and right and everything. And we know there's a ton of slasher movies. There's a ton of slasher villains, and we left a lot of them out. So there's like 43 more. I'm not kidding you. We found 43 more slasher villains that we're going to talk about and tear up tonight and pick, like, slash-tastic.
Tear it up.
Good, meh, the shits, or the drizzling shit.
Brother. Okay. So before that, though, I do want to take a moment, and we'll probably talk about this more in the future on upcoming shows, but we lost this past week, man. 2 of, like, in my opinion, 2 of the more underrated horror directors out there, really. And it's so weird because these guys, like, you haven't heard anything about them really, so I guess it makes it even weirder that they passed away. But Anthony Hickox, the guy that directed Waxwork and Hellraiser 3, passed away. And so did Jeff Burr, who directed a ton of films from A Whisper to a Scream, also known as The Offspring, Pumpkinhead 2.
Leatherface.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's sad. It's really
great
sad.
Guy too. We interviewed him back in the day. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to put up the unedited interview that we did with Jeff Burr back in 2008, and it's going to be available for everybody. So all you people out there that don't want to spend the dime, I'm not going to name names. I mean, I could. Do you want to name names?
No. Let's not get
They
into
can
that.
check it out. They can check it out. And that'll be available, the unedited interview with Jeff Burr. We didn't really talk about, I think it was a sudden thing with him. Unfortunately, things like that. That's a lot of deaths happen that way. And he was still a fairly young guy, I think, probably in his late 50s, maybe early 60s. And we, like I said, very nice guy. Nobody ever had anything bad to say about him. Anthony Hickox, did you hear the circumstances? How he passed away and everything? So he was only like early 60s, I think, 61, 62 years old, and lived alone. And his neighbors and friends and stuff hadn't heard from him in a while. And he just passed away by himself at home. And was there a while, so it was not a good way to go. So that's
How did he die though? Do you know? Like, what was the?
yeah, I don't think anything's been said about that. Now, Anthony Hitchcock's, of course, both the Waxwork movies, Sundown, Vampire and Retreat was another one that he did. He did Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, which I really like as well, and multitude of other movies, British filmmaker and everything. So definitely sad to hear anytime anything like that goes down.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane about both those guys. But they did create some great films. I don't know if any of their stuff is on this list. I don't think so, because
No,
most of those weren't really like slasher films. Most of the stuff that those guys directed.
yeah, we're going to get started though. We're going to do a little bit of a roll call here. Give everybody a shout out. Let me scroll up here and see how fast I can do his shit.
Shoot 'em out.
Adrian James, Camp Flashback. Chris C, the slasher dude, Super Batman nerd, Movie Junkie John, Cornelius Young, the Witch Hunter, Brandon S, Subjective Perspective Collective, Crash 517, TJ Frizzy, Da Vinci, Texas HXCX 1965. Don't confuse it with 66, Uncle Bill. Kevin Smith is in here. Is it the Kevin Smith? Welcome, sir. Yeah. Don't start crying on us. The I'm Secretly guy. We'll just call him that. The I'm Secretly guy. He's in here. Kathy S., if I didn't mention her. Ryan Adkins, who is here just a mere day before his marriage. He's getting married on Friday the 13th. Well, a couple days. We're 2 days away.
Hell yeah, that's a good idea.
Enjoy your last 2 days.
Friday the 13th in October is that's a good time.
Cynical Stuntman Mark is here. Anybody hasn't checked out our Skinamarink commentary over on Rambo's channel, go and do that. That was an experience. I actually think it was pretty good. I think, considering what
yeah, I mean, it has nothing to do with Skinamarink if you were thinking that, but it's like it's good. If you want to hear us just bullshit.
Our buddy Rob Scott is here. What is going on, brother? Blu-ray addict, Little Dumpling's the books, baby, is in the house. Hello, Little Dumpling. The mayor, Ice Bowie. Haven't seen him in a while. Daner is in here. The Evil Dead chick who
Daner Lynn.
Like I said, I was trying to say, I was like, you're going to like this tear show, Dana. Check it out. And she never would until she checked it out today. And she was addicted, Uncle Bill. See,
she's hooked on the feeling now.
Puss Meow is in here. Average carpentry skills. That's good.
That's a hell of a name. Yeah. Okay.
Saturn Video. Brian Sanchez, Robert Reams, the Crypt Sweeper. Bradley Taylor, Chris S. Kathy S. Sorry. I think I've named all these people by now, but yeah, welcome everybody. I'm trying to scroll through here and name everybody. We appreciate all your support and everything. Do you want to get to the tiers? Let's
tear it up.
Let's see what we got on the plate tonight.
Let's tear it to pieces.
43 different killers. And which ones are slash-tastic and which ones are the drizzling shits, which ones are in between.
43 people will enter, and 43 people will still be in here.
Dust Man. That's somebody from fucking that's Mega Man. That's a Mega Man boss right there. It's Dust Man, boys. You've made it to Dust Man.
Are you ready?
Let's go. What have we got?
So first up, from a film that's highly underrated, I feel like. And actually a design that's highly underrated too, and doesn't get talked about nearly as much now. The Babyface Killer, Babyface. When the Hills Run Red.
Yeah, I really like this movie quite a bit. What year was this? Like 2010 ish, around that time.
Around that time period, yeah.
Dave Parker, good friend of ours, directed this, like you said, highly underrated movie. The look of the killer is very cool too. He's kind of a brutal killer as well. So old
Yeah.
Curly Jaws, if he's in here, he needs to check out The Hills Run Red.
He's both badass and brutal.
Yeah, brutal, badass, babyface in The Hills Run Red. What are you thinking there? I'm not thinking the top, but
No. I would go with good. I think that's an instantly recognizable design. So I give it that. Like anybody that's seen that movie, you recognize that almost immediately.
The
What do you
Hills
think?
Run Red was a good fast custom shirts design. I think I had that one. I would say good as well. So move babyface on up to the good.
All right. So Babyface is in the good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, if you think about it, like we're measuring a bunch of stuff, not just how the movie was, but the look, the design,
yes.
the kills, things like that. Like, and overall, like that's a pretty decent slasher film from that time period. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot of stuff going on.
Well, and this is the best of the rest too. So, it's not you're not going to see the same like the tiers are the same, but the contestants are on a much different
Yeah,
level. They're
I think there's going to be a lot more leeway in this than there was
yes.
in the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So up next, if you haven't noticed this, which is killer because I didn't even really realize you were putting this in there,
Hmm.
is Billy the Eye Harper from Rocktober Blood.
Oh, baby, which is getting a Blu-ray release soon, Uncle Bob. Thinking tomorrow. They've TerraVision's announcing like a ton of different releases. This has to be on the list tomorrow.
You think?
Rocktober Blood.
Hope so.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's not what I would even consider really good, but it's a rock and roll slasher horror movie. Um,
It's
where
not a
would you
good
put it?
film. It's not a good film. I don't know. I think that's probably the best thing about the film.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna say, but I wouldn't put it at good.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe because meh. It's not the shits.
No.
It could be meh or good.
Well, for those people out there, then, because I would put it at meh. For those people out there that have seen Rocktober Blood, where do you think Billy I. Harper ranks in
Is it
terms of
meh or good?
meh or good? We're not going
Yeah.
anywhere else other than that.
We're
So one of
listening
those
to
two.
your opinion on those two.
So we got meh. We've got good. Got a good one. Of course, Dana thinks it's good.
Dana's a big fan of the rock and roll horror goodness.
We got two goods and two mehs. Right now, it's a tie.
It's a tie. Another meh.
Couple mehs.
Couple meh. So let's just go ahead and put her at I think it's
Yeah.
meh
I think we got enough mehs.
without counting everybody, Lots of
Yeah.
mehs.
All right.
There you go, Billy.
Now this next one should be really interesting, and I'm going to be honest with you. Like this will be a tough one. The next one is old Billy himself, meaning it's me, Billy,
Mhm.
from Black Christmas, the original, not the shitty remake, the original.
Yeah. Bob
So
Clark's classic holiday horror movie. What year was it? 70, 74? 73, 74? That was in
70,
early
it was
70s.
74, yeah.
Um, to me, in this list, it's no question that Billy is slashtastic. Now, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you're comparing him to the likes of these other, I even think even if you were just like comparing him to all of them, I would probably put that like that's like a prototype, not John Cena, but like a prototype
Right.
for the slasher film.
Without Black Christmas, there would be no Halloween. I don't give a fuck what John Carpenter says. That's the truth. And that movie's a classic, man. I mean, there was only one in the
Yep.
original run, I guess. The bad thing is like Billy is really, you don't really know much of, you don't even get to see him very good in the movie. He's kind of in the shadows, but I mean it works for what it is. So definitely slash-tastic, I say.
So we've got a ton on here for Slash-tastic, and I think we all pretty much agree on this at this point, especially considering who the competition is. So
Yeah.
let's put old Billy up there.
So got 3 up there, no shits or no drizzling shits yet.
I kind of see what you're saying, like Scott's Wrestling Collection. You don't see him that much, but I feel like the phone calls alone and just like the tone of the film makes it. And this next one, y'all, is like that's a classic. I think this next
so
movie is a
too.
classic too, and it's like in a different way, but this is I don't know I guess I could say it this way because like it gives away part of the
Well,
film, I guess, but Todd and Terry, the twins
yeah, the evil
from Blood
twin.
Rage.
And I watched this movie just a few years ago for the very first time because this was one that Arrow did that never had like a mainstream release that I know of up until that Blu-ray came out. And man, this movie's a lot of fun. There's a lot of really good. I remember a lot of really good death scenes and stuff like that in it, gratuitous gore and all that. I'm going to go out on a limb here. People will probably be like, what the hell? I'm going to say that Todd and Terry, it's one or the other. We don't want to give it away from
Right.
Blood Rage, is slash-tastic, brother.
Holy shit. In a way, like I kind of agree with you because it's one of the goofiest, campiest, but like most entertaining films. And he is really the star of the show. So like, or they, I should say, are really the star of the show. More
And it
so than
just
anybody
starts,
else.
it starts from the get-go too. Like there is no, and I love slasher movies like that. There is no build up at all. Immediately you get into the fun in this.
And it's very reminiscent of Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Like that whole movie is very
Yeah.
much like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, from the acting to like the kills to everything.
And again, a lot of these picks now, like I said, this is a different tier list than the first one because all the iconic ones were in the first one. We would be a little bit more picky, but in this list, I think Todd and Terry are slash-tastic.
All right. So pretty much everybody in the chat says good. I wish we had a tier in between good and slash-tastic. But I mean, this is not a democracy. This is a slashocracy. So
Yeah, it's not like we have to give out trophies or anything.
yeah, we're the ones calling the shots because we are the ballers and shot callers. So I'm going to put,
hell yeah.
I'm going to like just go ahead and say slash-tastic.
Oh yeah, boss.
And here's another one though, man. That this used to be one of my favorite movies, like as a kid, just because it was so stupid and over the top, and like the killer looked like somebody from around here. I think that's what drew me into it. Up next is Buddy Bacon from Slaughterhouse.
Buddy's got an
axe to grind. Yeah, that's one of the best taglines ever.
That was a staple in the video stores. That poster, just that artwork. And although it was ripping off Madman, I didn't realize it at the point, that time of poster art and everything. So that to me is iconic itself. Now, the movie is fun too, but it's not as good as like there were plenty of those in the 80s, not as good as the artwork or anything. But I would say Buddy Bacon on this list is good.
He's like Buzz Sawyer or something. That's what he reminds me of.
They're making a sequel right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which,
What would you say though? Okay, because I kind of agree with Radkins. It's in between to me, like meh and good, because like he's got a great look. The film itself is not that great. but he does oink like a pig, and like when he kills people, it's fucking shitty.
Rambo doesn't like Buddy Bacon, Bulls. He says he's the
Yeah,
shits.
yeah. I mean, I could see that.
I say he's on the lower end of good. I mean, I would, if you want to go meh with Buddy Bacon, I'm not going to argue with you very much.
Well, it looks like the chat's pretty much like, yeah, man. And I could go either way with it. I don't give that much of a damn. So let's put him in meh.
Put old Buddy right there, yeah.
Okay. So we got Buddy and Mia, which leaves the next one, which to me is probably one of the modern. Um, I don't think it's a classic. I don't, but it's the look of the killer is one of the more modern designs that everybody recognizes now,
Mm-hmm.
and that is Chrome Skull from Laid to Rest.
Yeah, and they do two movies. There was a
They do 2
third one
movies.
that was in pre-production when the director passed away. So that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah,
The first movie was great. I thought the first movie was great. The second movie, you know. But
yeah,
the killer and just the concept with the camera and everything,
yeah.
I say good.
For those people that remember, he had like the little camera that was like on his shoulder that he recorded all the kills on.
Yeah.
I thought both the movies were okay, and I thought the first one was great, like you said, and I thought the second one wasn't that bad, really. Um, I think that design, though, man, that look, but it borders to me on being slash-tastic in relationship to the other people on this list. Um, the movies themselves are too new to probably determine like whether or not they're classics, and essentially they're just gore set pieces, really. Like that's
Mhm.
what Robert Hall was doing at that time, especially. Um, it's a badass design, though.
Yeah, I really like the first movie quite a bit. I mean, maybe I'm too hard on the second one. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it, but e- definitely, I think they could have done more with the character, and it's a shame. We've talked about this numerous times on the show. Robert Hall is such a talented guy, and I guess he let his demons get in the way of his career quite a bit, unfortunately. And otherwise, there may have been plenty more of these Chrome Skull movies at this point. But I
So
would
I would
definitely say
here.
at least good.
Yeah, here's what I'm thinking. Like, if you combine the two movies with the look, because I think the look is slash-tastic, but I think the movies are good. So if we average it all out, I think he has to go in the good, the upper level of good.
Yes.
I think that's fair. And this next one's tough for me too, man, because I
Well,
love this movie,
I'm gonna
but
talk. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna talk you into it, boys, because all right, Chuck Connor's a killer fucking actor. By the
yeah,
way, like probably one of the better actors that's on this entire list. The first one and the last one. I mean, fuck, he's a legend. The Rifleman, boss.
yeah,
His character in that movie and his acting in that movie carried the entire fucking movie.
you're
Like if
right.
it wasn't for him, nobody would be talking about Tourist Trap ever. I
You're
mean,
right.
and there was some people, Robert Burns associated with that too, that worked on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Uh, who directed that? David, shit.
Um, David. Oh
It was an early
God.
Charles Band movie.
What was that guy's name, man?
Schmoller, is that it?
Moeller. That's it. Yeah,
I
he
kept
directed
thinking
Puppet Master.
I
Yeah,
kept thinking of David Schwimmer,
I was thinking of that David Dakota guy from all them shitty Full House movies
and
or Full House, Full Moon movies. Full
yeah,
House movies would be awesome.
Erwin Yablans also was associated, I think, with it. What else can I say about it? Tanya Roberts, whew, God,
Yeah, that time.
dude, I don't know. Maybe I'm throwing it around too much, but I think that I would say at least good, possibly slash tastic. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I wouldn't put him in anything but good. I don't think anybody that's ever seen that movie would think that his character's meh. I mean, he's literally doing an amazing job of playing like off the fucking rails crazy
Well,
throughout that
he's
entire film.
almost like a double character. But the funny thing
Yeah.
is, it's like, and I'm curious about this because like his brother, who's supposed to be his brother, like you can instantly tell it's fucking Chuck Connor's voice.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going for there, but
What are you
Wh-
thinking here? I'm thinking no. Okay, let's go with good.
definitely the top side of good. Very close to
Yeah.
Slash-tastic Chuck Connors. They only had one Tourist Trap movie though.
I know they should have made a sequel to that. Up next, I don't even know why. I'm not going to take you a fucking split second. Not 1 second will
Who
I
is
take
that? Who is
to
that, Uncle Bill?
entertain any of your comments about this because I know where I'm putting it.
Who is that?
It's Corey Cunningham from Halloween Ends.
The cunt.
Just no. I don't care.
The drizzling shits, brother.
Oh my God, Roland Campbell's in here, boys.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're sorry, buddy.
We're sorry, pal.
That could
I'm
be
sure-
him for real.
I'm sure you made all kinds of money at that convention last week.
Oh God, I apologize, but that movie was the drizzling shits, and that character is
That character was the worst. Yeah, with a fucking little scarecrow mask. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Hear me out. It's around here with this Slash-tastic. Hear me out. He has a creepy look with that mask and has some of the most brutal kills with the torch and smashing that girl's face with the boot. I don't remember any of that shit. I blocked that movie out of my mind completely.
Yeah, that's one that I've never went back and
I just
rewatched.
remember that he fucking like following Michael Myers around like that little, that dog from those damn cartoons back in the day where he's like jumping
Is
around him and
there
stuff.
anything below the drizzling shits? Or that anything below that just doesn't make the list at all, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wish there was. Like there should be a level of hell for characters like that.
This
Up next though, fuck
we're
one
doing
of my favorites.
I didn't tell you about this. We're doing a commentary for Criminally Insane this month.
I hope so.
That was a request. That movie's only an hour long too, so that's
Amazing.
good.
Up next is one of my favorites, Crazy Fat Ethel herself. She's crazy. She's fat.
Nothing gets between Ethel and the refrigerator, boys.
Let me tell you something. That's an underrated character. I don't care what anybody says. That character was un-PC, even at a time when stuff was un-PC. But Crazy Fat Ethel literally kills people because they keep fucking with her food. You remember this?
They ain't gonna let her eat.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen Crazy Fat Ethel, but
now if you're going with me, I'm gonna tell you right now, Crazy Fat Ethel with the meat cleaver is going in the good department. But I think that the movie itself looks like it was made for about $1,500. So I don't know.
It probably was.
Like, how
yeah,
you feel about
I would say like the character itself is good just because it's so fucking like ridiculous and it's hilarious at the same time. And there is a remake of Crazy Fat Ethel. Brian Dorton, our buddy on Facebook, did it.
There's a fucking sequel.
There's a sequel to
to the original
with the same woman.
Yep. Yeah, not nearly as good. But.
Where are we putting Ethel at? Good. Good for Ethel. Or do you think
Stuntman Mark says Ethel's the shit?
The shits. Come on.
But now. Kathy says good. Slash-tastic. Yeah, I'm putting her in good. I think that's fair.
Okay.
It's an underrated movie and an underrated character, I believe.
Exploitation movie.
Yeah, really. Here's another one that was completely ruined by a recent film though. Bubba, aka the Scarecrow from Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Right. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow is a TV movie. I mean, it's kind of a slasher movie, kind of like a revenge movie. It's a great movie. The character the Scarecrow. This is the first Killer Scarecrow movie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And iconic look. I think that Bubba / the Scarecrow is slash-tastic.
Oh my God.
Bubba!
Bubba didn't do it. I'm going with good. Terrifier, Polygrinder. I think we already did Terrifier on the last show.
Yeah. If you don't see it on this list, we did it on a prior show a couple weeks ago.
So we got a lot of goods.
Is it good? Is it slash-tastic? That's what we're deciding.
Yeah.
Only a couple slash-tastics.
You got to keep in mind, this wasn't it a TV movie?
It was.
Okay, so this is a TV movie from this time period, and it was probably one of the best ones, though. So the movie itself is amazing. The look of the killer, which is the first Scarecrow killer, is amazing. The idea behind it is amazing. I just don't think there were any kill. It was because it was a TV movie.
Yeah, it's a TV movie. They were limited in what they could do.
Yeah.
It's iconic, though. That's what I'm. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
It is, and it's split down the middle. Really, you got slash-tastic, good, slash-tastic. Oh God, I hate shit like this.
This one's close. Is Bubba or the Scarecrow or both good or slash-tastic? That's the two choices.
Yep. Slash-tastic. Okay. All right. I mean, I feel like we're okay with that one. That's actually a classic.
Bubba didn't do it.
Bubba will go in the slash-tastic category for Larry Drake alone. Y'all don't understand how much I love Larry Drake anyway.
Larry Drake, he was kind of a prick to me, but may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Now, this next one, I don't know if you've even seen this one.
I've never seen this movie, man, but this one you'll have to go into because this is the Grim Reaper from A Day of Judgment, which is a fucking Severin release, by the way.
Okay, so this is a slasher movie that's set in the 1920s. It was made by, I think it was made by a church. Where I don't know if it was a church or it was made by religious people, right? So the whole idea, it's almost kind of like an anthology. People within this town is doing sinful things, and the Grim Reaper meets them on their day of judgment, basically. So he takes them out, and it looks like it was shot like on the set of the Waltons or something like that.
Yeah.
I just really like this movie a lot. Like it doesn't have it's slow in parts. At the end of the movie, and I don't want to give it away, Severin has this thing out. The end of that movie is fucking like you'll laugh out loud at the end of it, how ridiculous it is. I put it on there just for fun. I know most people haven't seen A Day of Judgment. And I'd be willing to even say it's the shits, the killer in it, because he's just a shadowy guy with a hat and a scythe or whatever.
All right. Let's just go with the shits then, because there's only a couple people that apparently seen it on here.
Yeah, it's very obscure.
And they all say the shits too, so here we go.
Yeah, the killer in it is the shits. He has zero charisma. He's just a shadow.
He's the shadow. All right. Up next then is Whitey from Edge of the Axe.
I don't know if that's his real name or not.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I never liked this movie. People talk about this movie, but I watched it. I did not like it. It's slow.
Yeah.
It's boring. The killer in it looks like shit. I don't think what is it?
Is that Gold Dust when he went to WCW?
Salmon, yeah. Looks like it. But I don't think it's the drizzling shits. I don't think I would put it in the same category as Corey Cunningham. That's pretty tough. Like whoever gets in that fucking category.
Oh, there's going to be a couple more.
Yeah.
For for sure.
But
He goes beside of the Grim Reaper for sure. I
yeah,
would
I
say
think we
he's not
just
above the.
we put him in the straight up shits. That movie just drove me crazy trying to watch it.
Yeah, he's Whitey and the Grim Reaper go right together, right? So
What's funny about that movie is though is everybody like kind of hyped it up, and I'm just like that movie is just
well, that
boring as
guy
hell.
did. That same director did another slasher movie that was equally shitty. I can't remember the name of it, but he did a couple of them. Spanish filmmaker. Dane don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But Edge of the Axe, that's one of them that the artwork and everything is way better than the actual movie.
So the next one's one that everybody knows. Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion from the
Gunter!
Fun House. I love the design of this, man. Always
Mhm.
have. I think it looks like a mask now. I mean, but still, there's like when the reveal happens, it's pretty amazing. It's
Yeah, I
a
mean,
great movie. It's an underrated movie.
atmospheric.
Atmospheric. Great kills. A gypsy gets strangled to death after a hand job. Feel like that's
It wasn't a good enough hand job.
yeah.
Yeah. I like the Frankenstein mask that he had on
That's true. Yeah.
as well. I thought that was kind of creepy looking too. But where do you put Gunther? Is it good, or would you move it up to the upper room?
I mean, if we're looking at who's in the Slashtastic category right now, I think you could put him in there. Yeah.
Move him on up, then. Boy. Move him
Yeah. I think
on up.
that's an iconic enough character. People. Yeah.
Yeah, the Funhouse is classic, no doubt.
There we go. Gunther belongs in there after he jizzed on a gypsy. Don't go jizzing on gypsies.
Don't go busting a load in the mouth. That would be bad.
That would be. Oh, this is another one of my favorites, man. I didn't even think about this one, but the next one on our list is another great design, another great movie. Holy Lord, this is gonna.
Everyone always talks about the scene on the ice or whatever.
Yeah, it's such a surreal movie, man, and so like haunting. This is the Hag from Curtains, and
The look
dude,
too.
that look is slashtastic. I don't know about the movie. The movie's pretty fucking good too, but I know for a fact that the look of the killer is slashtastic.
Yeah, I think this is another one that I would put overall in good. If it wasn't for, I mean, the movie's good and everything, but the look of the killer in that is really what makes that movie memorable.
Yeah.
And that movie was, that was another one that's Synapse saved. It wasn't out on anything for years and years and years, and they did a killer version of that on Blu-ray.
So most people, there's a lot of slashtastics for this one, and there's some goods. I don't know how to balance this out though, really, because like I said, I like the film, but I think the design is better than the film. So, and I think that in terms of just that one scene, that's a scene that like everybody knows. So this is tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a matter of preference. I would say if it was just me personally voting, I would say good. I would put in good.
I'm all right with that. Do I think it's a better design and a better movie than the Funhouse or like Black Christmas or any of those? No, not really. So
Well, you got to think. I think Curtains was a very, very, very low budget movie too. Wasn't it Canadian?
it was Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. I need to go back and revisit that. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
All right. I can't believe you put this next one on there. Have you even seen this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
the
I
next-
think the movie Especially the fucking sequel is the drizzling fucking shits.
I saw the sequel. I think we saw the sequel in the theater, and I was like, "What in the fuck is going on in this movie?"
I couldn't make it through the second one. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm turning it off.
The next one on the list is the babyface killer from Happy Death Day. I really liked the first one. I really thought it was like a good movie, and the actress in it was really good too. The second one was absolutely ridiculously shitty though. But as a slasher villain, where would you rank this? This is a modern film, so I mean,
The drizzling
this
shit.
shit.
That's where I would put
I
it.
don't think that. I don't think it's that bad.
Well, the killer is. I think the killer is.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what other people say. Because I
I
would
think
put
Uncle
it.
Bill's a fan of the babyface killer.
I'm a fan of that movie. I am a fan of the first one. I would put it in meh, because the killer's not the best part of that movie to me. The premise of the movie is probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah, but we're talking about the villain, the killer.
So we got like the shits, the drizzling shits, good, meh, good.
Yeah, see, Rambo even liked those movies,
Yeah.
and he says the killer's just no good.
All right, then I'll just because we got to get through these. We got 40 of these fucking things.
Yeah.
So
got a long way to the top.
if you want to rock and roll, all right, I'm gonna split the difference with everybody because I don't care that much, and we'll put him in the shits.
Okay.
I don't believe that, but we'll just put it there. Okay. Up next, I'm not even sure what the fuck this is.
The movie
Up,
Haunt. Have you
up
seen
next,
Haunt?
I've never seen Haunt. So
Wow.
you talk about Haunt.
Oh, wow, man. You got to check that movie out. I watched it last year on Halloween, I think. And I mean, the whole plot of the movie is that these kids are going, I don't know how they get to this haunted house, but they cannot escape, right? And the clown, what is the clown mask, I think is the guy's name, is stalking them throughout you know, the haunted house, if you will. And it's very much, I thought it's similar to, it has a good vibe to it, similar to Terrifier 2 a little bit in the vibe, very dark vibe, everything. Um, no, this is Haunt Saturn Video. I know there's a lot of killer clowns out there, but that dude is from the Haunt, this killer clown guy.
So we
I
got
would
some
I would say,
goods.
yeah, I
We
would
got
say
some slash tastics.
good. Good is what I would say. Because the end, you see him unmasked, and then it gets even more fucking bizarre.
So I've never
What
seen
in the
this movie,
hell?
so you're gonna have to decide this. What do you think?
Okay, so killer clowns have been done to death. I
Yeah.
understand that, but the way that the movie is filmed and everything, and the vibe, this movie works. And you should check this movie out, man. This is a killer one to check out. I think it's set on Halloween night, if I'm not mistaken.
I will watch it then.
And oddly enough, Eli Roth produced the damn thing.
he can produce stuff. He just can't
Yeah.
direct stuff. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so
yeah.
we'll put him in good then on your recommendation.
Yeah, if anybody has not seen Haunt, that's one that I had heard people talk about for a long time, and I finally watched it last year. Yeah, you'll like that one, Uncle Bill.
I will watch it this year then. The next one's one of my favorites because I saw it at a time when I was a kid, and I've got to admit I've got nostalgia for this movie, so I'm not sure if it's as good as I think it is in my head. But Gorked Out Andrew from Hell Night with Linda Blair. I just thought that he was one of the fucking creepiest looking and that's been done to death. The whole that's almost similar to Friday 13 Part 2 look of Jason, the way that Andrew looks in this film, but I
Yep.
just thought that the reveal and everything was amazing.
I love Hell Night, man. That's like another one that's set on Halloween night, I think. Perfect one to check out on Halloween if you've never seen it. Gorked Out Andrew is, to me, as a character and the unveil, it doesn't really hold up as well now watching it. It's kind of, it hasn't aged well, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think as a character, I would put Gorked Out Andrew as meh, but I love the
What
movie.
the fuck?
I love the movie.
You will never convince me to put Gorked Out Andrew as meh.
Gorked Out Andrew.
Brother. So it seems like the majority say good, which I'll go with. I might have even put this one in /tastic, to be honest.
Oh, fuck you, buddy. Really?
I would have. Yeah. I just love that character.
Oh, shit.
But we'll go with good. All right. And then up next, what the fuck have you done here?
What?
Up next, oh, yeah, the House on Sorority Row.
Yeah, it's the AC Slater or something like that was his name. The mentally
Is
ill.
that it?
Yeah, he was mentally disturbed. Yeah, I don't have his name on here. What the fuck was the guy's name in House on Sorority Row? I can't remember. I think
Dickie
it was,
Bettis.
but House on Sorority Row is actually the original one. Is actually a pretty decent slasher movie, and it was a huge financial success and everything. The killer itself, it was another clown, like I think, and I don't. What year was House on Sorority Row?
1981, wasn't it?
Okay, so
80,
a lot of
81?
the clown stuff probably hadn't been done as much then because Poltergeist was 80. What year was Poltergeist? 82, 81, 82.
So it was 82.
Is that when?
Both of them came out in 82.
Okay. The killer itself is kind of weak in House on Shorty Row. The movie is good.
I like the ending of the movie, and as far as the design goes, I thought it's kind of just generic.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the guy went on to direct soap opera movies and shit, or I mean soap opera episodes, and you could definitely see it. Dana likes it,
of course.
I wouldn't put it good. I would say meh is a good
I
spot.
think meh is probably being nice. Dana loves this movie anyway, though. She's talked about it 5 million times.
I mean, I do like it. I've got
2 commentaries.
I've got the Blu-ray for it, so I'll kind of agree with Dana on there. I just think the killer itself, which is what we're covering,
Right?
Nah, you know.
I agree. Up next, we got push-ups, Dixie cups, all flavors and something else. It's the ice cream man, baby. Stop me when you're passing by.
Yeah. Corey Cunningham, you got a buddy.
Clint the Man Howard. God, people are saying /tastic.
I don't give a fuck what people are saying. The ice cream man is the drizzling shits as a movie and a character.
Well, I got some bad news. There are 3 /tastics already.
4
/tastics.
/tastic for fucking. Are you kidding? This has got to be a damn rib.
And then a couple of shits and mehs.
That movie fucking sucks, man. Like
it does. It's not very good, but like
it's not even good in a. Yeah.
He as a killer is pretty good though, because he's basically playing off his own look, like his own creepiness. Like that's all he's doing, really.
Don't you think though that like the ice cream man goes with Corey Cunningham? They just look good together.
No, I don't believe that. Okay,
I think so.
If it were me, I would put the ice cream man at good. I'm just telling you.
So people, it's between good and the drizzling
shits. Yeah.
Let's get your votes in.
Get your vote. Lock your votes in now, like fucking. What was that show? You had to lock your votes in.
Oh, Missing Link.
Missing
or Jeopardy.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 goods. The shits. 2 shits.
2 shits.
5 goods.
4 goods.
6 goods.
He doesn't need a mask. That's true. He's a clear example too, like of the cutest babies end up being the ugliest fucking grown ups.
That's true. But he's got enough. He's going in good. I'm sorry.
I can't fucking believe it.
You're just gonna have to believe it.
The possum is in here though. He's got a vote that matters, boy. All of the races
Shit.
on, and here comes out of the backstreet.
Heartaches are running on the inside.
All right, so who we got next, Uncle Bill? I think I
All right. Well,
recognize
let's
that
just.
cocksucker up there.
I hold on one second. It's gonna take about a split second and put that motherfucker right there. Them movies ain't worth a shit.
Who is that? That's Victor Crowley.
No, that ain't Victor Crowley, buddy. That's Madman. That's a fucking poor imitation of Madman.
Don't you dare insult Madman like that.
I'm telling you though, he ripped that off of Madman. That's all that
he
is.
did. He claimed he'd never seen Madman before.
I've never seen it. I don't even. I'm a fucking horror fan that's watched every slasher film, but I don't recall that one for some reason.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Here's the thing too, and I want to say that I've said this for years, but it's the truth. They marketed that movie as it's a return to the 80s slasher genre. What we got was a fucking like scary movie ripoff. It was a hokey, fucking stupid.
I hate that movie. I hate the first one.
I hate the movie too. I hate all those movies. I haven't even seen the last one and I hate it. They can't even fucking give that movie away. Victor Crowley or whatever. It's like forever been $4.99 on Blu-ray at Best Buy. It might as well be $1. People still ain't gonna fucking buy it.
I'm sure that there are people out there, especially like more modern horror fans, that love that series of movies. But the time period that came out for us, like that was awful, man. And like it was hyped up. Like I remember going to conventions and they were showing it like Anchor Bay and stuff, and like showing the preview, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, this is going to be amazing! It's going to be like
the preview looked great."
Yeah,
it did. I'll admit it.
But no, just no. And for one, I tell you another thing about these movies too. As the series goes on and they start like losing money, his look gets shittier and shittier. Like he starts looking like melted almost.
It is sad that Adam Green was at the Masters of Horror dinners. That's definitely, he don't belong.
No.
So, support unrated horror. Do you remember that?
Yes. I don't even need anybody's opinion about this. That goes in.
No, we're not going to argue this one.
Up next though is Kane. Jacob Goodnight from
Jacob Goodnight.
See No Evil.
Yeah, because like, and here's the thing: I was looking at photos because I had to find pictures of all these fuckers. So I don't think I ever saw the second one. They did a See No Evil 2 that the Soska sisters directed. In the end of the first one, don't they chop his fucking head off or something? Or
I believe so, yeah.
So how did they bring him back?
Well, fuck, how'd they bring Michael Myers back?
Oh, that's true. As a character, dude, this character, in my opinion, had an amazing potential. They could have done something really killer with it. The movies suck. The first one does. I'm sure the second one's not that good either.
I think it's better than Hatchet and Victor Crowley, but not by much. I think it's the shits. I think the character is the shits.
I mean, the character has at one point had the potential to be something, but it just didn't work. So yeah, I'll agree with you. Put Jacob, say good night to him on the shits list.
Oh, you want to call that one like JR?
he's the shit. Good God Almighty, it's Kane. He's the shit. Through hellfire and shit. Stuntman says Jacob Goodnight is /tastic.
Well, Stuntman's got a lot of interesting opinions about these fucking.
Rambo said that he would take Kane over Buddy Bacon.
Maybe. I don't know. Who's to say? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's Tom Atkins' approach. Up next though is going to be a controversial one, but keep in mind that the director, I don't think, designed this fucking thing. And it is one of the modern classic monsters. This is the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. So,
Jeepers, baby.
creepy. Where did you get them hungry eyes?
You get me. Jeepers, baby.
I don't think, man, I don't think anybody can deny that that's
Yeah, I want to talk about. We're actually not talking about the.
no. For once, we're not talking about that guy. We're talking about the slasher villain.
Yeah. The look of the creeper is very good. I'll give it to him. You know. I can't watch the Salva movies anymore. I don't want to be one of those people that's like that, but it's true. I just fucking can't. Like when we did the show on Clown House,
Yeah.
that just for some reason seeing that kid and some of the shit that was in that movie, that kind of changed my perspective on those other movies that he did. So the character's great. I actually think the first movie is close to being like a more of a modern classic, even though it ripped off an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Look it
Down
up.
to the T, yeah.
Did even the fucking cinematography.
Yep.
I mean, I would put it overall as a character. Like the other movies suck. Like I thought the second one sucked. I don't know if I've seen the third one. I'm sure it sucks too. I would say meh for the Creeper.
I'm gonna act like you didn't say that. Okay, so we just vote then because I would have put this in good to slash tastic almost, but you're saying yeah, so it's got to be in that range. Those three categories. Like, where does it go? Where does
Dude,
it go?
like think of it this way. And I don't want to keep going back to fucking Victor Salva, but this is the truth. What that motherfucker did came back and did a movie like Powder.
He did.
Right? And then directed a goddamn movie where the star, the killer in the movie is named the Creeper. Now, that's fucked up. It's almost like he's taunting people. Like, oh.
Well, the thing about it is, though, this ain't Victor Salva on here. There ain't a fucking pedophile tier. If there was, I'd put him in the pedophile tier. But we're talking about the Creeper.
Tier.
Like, that's all we're talking about.
Okay. Well, continue. You decided, Uncle Bill. I think I'm biased.
Well, we've got I'm just looking at the chat over here. We've got. Okay, let's see. Just the design. If you're ranking the design and the actual maybe content of the movie, if you take out the fact that it was directed by a pedo bear, you got good, drizzling shits, good, slash tastic, good, slash tastic. I think you got to go with good. I mean, as an average.
Here's something else too. Francis Ford Coppola is a fucking piece of shit as well, in my opinion.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that's definitely true.
So I think that he's the reason that Salva has any sort had any sort of career for all those years.
Let me ask you a question.
Fuck
the people in here that were voting, though, if it hadn't been a Victor Salva movie, would he be slash tastic? Would that have changed your opinion?
I don't even think so, man. The first half of that movie is really the only part that's really that good, and that's the Unsolved Mysteries episode.
That's true.
Then the rest of it kind of falls apart. Gina Phillips that's in that's fucking hot, though. At least she was in it. The look of the Creeper, though, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's a killer design. I don't know who the hell did it. the guy that played the creeper is an hilarious fucking guy. I think me and Rob talked to him at one of those conventions back in the day. I think he was drunk off his ass.
So up next, since everybody's like completely deviating from what we're trying to do here,
Yeah.
up next is your boy, Big Match Judd.
AKA, do you want to play a game?
I've hidden this USB drive in my dick hole, and you must find it to play the game.
It's time to play the game.
So a lot of people were giving you shit about this because they said he wasn't a slasher for some reason. I don't understand that, but okay.
What the fuck does he do? He kills people with devices.
Rat Hammer says straight up trash.
So, okay, here's the thing. And people are probably going to be like, what the fuck? I'm not even a fan of these movies, but there is no denying that character is iconic. And those movies are always going to be made. So,
some of these comments.
The movies themselves, I'm not a big fan of, but it did start an entire new trend again that I hated. I don't think you cannot put him on Slashtastic.
I think you're right. And sadly, like I hate that whole series past like part 1 and maybe part 2. But I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not if we're fans of the movies, it's the actual killer, the Tobin Bell. Tobin Bell's a great fucking actor. The first movie, yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do a whole lot, but that's part of the big, unveil at the end. So
whether
that's a fair spot.
Yeah, whether we like them, the movies hate them, or whatever. Like in terms of like iconic characters of the past 20 years, that's got to be one of them. It's got to be.
Yeah. You right.
So up next, oh shit, I'm just gonna go ahead. If this is what I think it is, like they ain't even no sense discussing this. Cause I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. To be honest, Frank Zito from Maniac.
I don't give a fuck.
If you don't think that Frank Zito from Maniac belongs in this category, then we don't need to be friends, really.
Another Slashtastic. Joe Spinell, man, like we were reviewing Last Horror Film, which if you're a fan of Maniac, high recommendation for you guys to check out Last Horror Film because it's pretty much the exact same type of character he's playing, just a crazy ass in it. But Maniac's one of those movies that I've seen so many times over the years, and it is legendary movie, legendary performance. So I mean, what else can you really say about it?
I agree. Like, I mean, in terms of somebody carrying a role and carrying a film out of everybody on this list, that might be the biggest one. Like he carried that whole movie and did it in a way that was so uncomfortable that like it still to this day stands up to one of the best performances of all time. So yeah, he definitely doesn't think I think he definitely deserves to be in Slashtastic. I don't even know what to do with this next one. Because this is killer. At the same time, not up next is the Leprechaun.
I want to be gold.
So you all figure that shit out, like amongst yourselves, like how you want to go about this.
I would put it's a shitty, like those are shitty movies. Let's be honest, they're not good movies. But he owned that character, man, and that's a legendary character. So I think at the very least, Leprechaun is good.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, if you look at this list, I kind of feel like the Leprechaun and the Creeper should be in Slashtastic.
We ain't going back to the Creeper now.
I'm not saying that we are. I'm just saying, like, if you look at known and recognizable, like, iconic characters, whatever we want to say about, Leprechaun, It's got to be one of the most well-known characters, franchises,
That's
things
what
like
I'm
that.
saying. I mean, he owned that character, Warwick Davis. Um,
The
and again,
films, I
I'm not a
like the
fan.
films. Like I like the first one. I like the second one. I like the one where he goes to Vegas. Now I even like when he goes to the hood. Um,
You like when he went to space?
no,
It's an eye roll character though. Like I can see
it
why
is.
people would be annoyed with it because like you could only even the first one with no, there was one that was pretty good too where they were in fucking Las Vegas or something, right? Which one was that? Leprechaun in Vegas. That
I
one was
can't
pretty
remember. That was
good.
the third one, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, those are not the best movies. But I mean, as a character, to me, you couldn't put the character any lower than good.
Ah,
And again, to let people know if you're just tuning in, because it seems like more people's coming in here as this
yeah.
stream's going on. This is not the movies. We're talking about the actual villains in the movies and the characters and stuff. So not necessarily even just one singular movie. Like Warwick Davis played the Leprechaun in all the fucking Leprechaun movies up until they started doing them stupid remakes and shit. So
So here's what I'm going to say then. At this stage in the game, I think, at between good and meh. So where does he fit between good and meh?
meh or good? What does the chat say?
Meh, good, meh. Got two mehs, a good, another good, a meh, a good. It's pretty much tied right now. Drizzling shits.
Meh.
Meh, meh at the highest, meh, good. That's close. Drizzling shits, trash, good. Drizzling shits. God, this is the most divisive character yet.
Really? This is kind of surprising because how many Leprechaun movies have there been?
I think
There've been
there's
a lot.
8 of them fucking things.
Let's
Okay,
just let's just do meh. It seems
let's
like
do
more
meh.
people hate the lip than like, so that's unfortunate. Warwick
Alright.
Davis would not appreciate that.
Up next is Leslie Vernon from The Rise and Fall of Leslie Vernon or whatever. That movie does not age well to me.
I didn't even think it was that great when we watched it the first time. It's okay.
It's all right.
I think of like what was it, the Geico commercial that was like making fun of slasher movies or whatever?
Yeah.
Like that reminded me of Rise of Leslie Vernon every time I saw it. It's just generic. Like the gimmick with that one is Robert Englund and Kane Hodder both were in it, right? And
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
playing themselves.
Yep.
So it's kind of like what do they call it? Meta horror or something early.
Yeah.
That movie's overrated. That character sucks. I give zero shits about that character.
And also the design is pretty fucking terrible. I think we got to go with the shits. It's not the drizzling shits, but it's fucking shitty.
Yeah. I mean, I would put it in the drizzling shits if it was me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The shits or the drizzling shits then, real quick. Because
Shits are the drizzling shits,
there's a
boys.
lot of mehs and a lot of shits and
See, I think Corey Cunningham and Leslie Vernon would look good holding hands. Who's Robert Englund playing then? Whoever he's playing, he sucks in it. I remember that. He's not playing Freddy.
the shits, the drizzling shits. The drizzling shits. The drizzling shits. The shits. God, he's got more votes for the drizzling shits right now than he does the shits.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that movie at all.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the chat has spoken, so he's going in the drizzling shits. I apologize.
Yes.
Sorry, Rambo.
Yes.
I don't know what you got with that movie, but He's going right in the Drizzy
Well, it
dumpster.
does have a pretty decent fan base online for some reason. I think Scream Factory did a collector's edition of it for some reason. Willing to bet it didn't sell that well.
Oh. So up next, this is going to be fucking killer. You think everything was divisive before now? This is bound to be divisive. Megan from the movie Megan.
I'm gonna piss some people off when I talk about Megan.
I probably will too, but I'm sure we'll catch a whole bunch of shit for this. But hey, you know what? That's what we've been doing the entire time we've been doing this show, so it don't bother us none. So what do you got?
So Megan, the moment that I fell in love with the character Megan. Now the movie, I like the movie, right? Was the scene when she starts singing. You said it was an actual like pop song or something, right?
Titanium?
When
Yeah.
she starts fucking singing that, and I was like, holy shit. They and I still think that they're on to something with this character, man. Like this could be like a modern day Chucky or something like that.
It
Like you've
would
already
be.
got young girls dressing up like Megan for Halloween and everything. I like the character a lot. I think that they could do a lot more with the character. I put Megan in slash-tastic. Modern.
We're gonna go. You're gonna fucking get everybody killed in here.
Modern classic.
Oh my god! I can't wait. Rambo's head's gonna fucking blow off. He's sitting there. He just like busted his mellow yellow over his head.
I just think that there's so much more you could do with that character. Like the possibilities are endless with that character.
No, it's not shit, Mark. I'm sorry, but like it's just not. Yeah, I don't think it's slash-tastic. I don't think it's shit either.
Why not?
I think it's good. Like I think it's too early to tell if something like that fits into that. I think it's an iconic character though, because everybody knows it, and like it was a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's when like it kind of hit me when I saw this. I mean, there's a few scenes in that movie, and I like the movie a lot. Now, I don't own it. I probably never buy it, but the character itself, like, I hope to God they do like a franchise.
Somebody said, "Bitch is robot-tastic."
I knew I'd make some people mad there, but I got to be honest. I mean, as far as a modern slasher type villain, I mean, I think it's better than anything that Chucky's done in the last 10, 12 years.
I'm gonna fucking just. I'll go ahead and just say that I'm. At the very least, I think this belongs. Wait,
No, no, no. Okay. At least
in the
good. I
in the
can live with
good
good.
tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we said, I wish that that we were just as cool as the people in here, but we just ain't. So up next
What is that?
is
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Matt Cordell, aka Maniac Cop. Now that's
Oh, yeah.
a hell of a one. I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. I don't really like those fucking Maniac Cop movies.
No.
I never have.
Um,
But we're not talking about the movies. We're talking about
yeah.
themselves per se. We're talking
Automatically,
about
like
him.
the first Maniac Cop has a damn parade in it. So automatically, I'm going to fucking hate it. Like, I don't know if anybody knows me. I'm not a parade fan.
Hates parades.
Anytime a movie has a parade in it, I automatically have to hate it. The character, though, the evil cop, Matt Cordell or whatever, it's a classic character in my opinion. That's one that they could have done a lot more with. So that would be another one I would put, for me, I would put it in good. We have a lot of goods on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate parades, Rambo. I've hated parades since I was a fucking kid.
Why parade?
I just always have. I'm like, God damn, it's a stupid fucking parade.
Okay, so there's a lot of people who say slash-tastic. And there's a lot of people that say good. So, okay, which is it? Is it good or slash-tastic? And I'll count them. Just go ahead and start throwing them in there. So get ready. Keep
Yeah,
track of this.
the look of the character is freaking iconic too. I'll give them that.
We're going to keep track of this, though. So start throwing it out there. So one for slash-tastic, one for good. Meh, don't count. We're going good and slash-tastic. Good,
Fantastic.
slash-tastic. Okay, 2 for each.
It's a close race.
Good.
Chad Cooper, good.
Three goods. 4 goods. Another slash-tastic. Okay, 4 goods, 4 slash-tastics. 5 goods. 5 slash-tastics.
6 good, 7 goods.
Goods. 8 goods, 9 goods, 10. I think good is probably taking it by now. Okay.
Not as good as the twins from Blood Rage, but close.
Just throw that one in there. We're gonna run out of room in the good tier if we don't do something else, boys.
Well, there's a lot of.
Well, this should be an interesting one too.
I'm looking ahead here. Yeah.
Yeah. Up next, Mary Lou from Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2.
Yeah, that's the shits.
What? How dare you?
That's just a generic fucking to me, it's just a throwaway character, right? It has nothing to do with the first Prom Night movie. The makeup effects and stuff are good, but they try to continue on with the Mary Lou character in other sequels and shit too.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Prom Night 2 is underrated as a film, though.
we're not talking about a film. We're talking about the character.
Yeah, but I mean, it all kind of goes together.
Isn't Michael Ironside in Prom Night too?
He is he?
I would say, if not the shits, meh for sure.
All right.
I wouldn't.
Let's take a look at who we got in the shits here right now. Okay. And then who we got in meh.
There's a conflict, boss. Another conflict.
God damn. Okay. So let's just go with the shits.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, has Prom Night 2, has that come out on Blu-ray or anything? Or I think I've got it on DVD. I haven't watched that movie in years and years and years. But I don't think it's had any recent release. Anybody let me know?
Holy Lord. One of my favorite 80s movies is coming up next. So,
yeah,
a classic, a real classic. Vincent and Ida from Motel Hell.
And it's really Vincent, Farmer Vincent.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
Yeah. That dude, like a lot of people may not realize, Rory Calhoun was a big Western star back in the day. I mean, you can kind of tell if you listen to him talk. But that's another one. He owned that damn role. And I mean, he may have passed away shortly after the movie came out, but I think that they could have made a franchise out of that.
I do too, because I think he was amazing in it. I think she was too, really. But then she went on to do Porky's. That's all she kind of did after that.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that for us, in terms of and by that I mean our generation, I think they're slash-tastic. I think they're instantly recognizable and especially that box cover, which has them both on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Motel Hell, man, that's another very 80s horror movie of our time.
Yeah.
That's like when we were kids, that was at the video store, very kind of cheesy, great, tongue-in-cheek type deal. So you can't get much better than Motel Hell. I love I've got the Fangoria cover of Motel Hell on the cover. That's probably one of my favorite covers of Fangoria that they ever did.
Yeah,
I need to put that up in a frame if I've got any room hanging here. So
it's a classic.
yeah.
Up next, I don't have any doubt about this in my mind, but some other people might. I don't know. Up next is Angela from Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. Pamela Springsteen, in other words. So put your votes in now
She
for Pamela Springsteen's performance in those two movies. I know what I think.
she was a big reason that we did this second list because I didn't include her in the she probably deserved to be in that first tier list. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah. What do you say with Pamela Springsteen's Angela?
Ain't no doubt in my mind. That's one of the most underrated like slasher villains of all time.
And it's one of those deals too where
She played it perfectly. She couldn't have played it any better, especially the second one.
yeah, where it's a completely different type of character from the first movie. Um, Felissa Rose, one of the nicest people ever. Like I'm not going, but she did not do anything hardly in Sleepaway Camp 1. Like she was there, didn't hardly say anything. You've got that iconic scene at the end. Eh, she wasn't. What was Felissa Rose at? Was she at Meh? Is that what we had her at?
I think so. He's either
Yeah.
meh or good. I think it was
And,
meh though.
and that's where she deserved to be. Like I like Sleepaway Camp. I think that there's some good kills and everything in it. But the character in the first Sleepaway Camp for Angela was not good, in my
No,
opinion.
she didn't speak through the whole thing, and you barely really saw her. So it didn't really count. But in this one, like to me, she's playing the perfect like version of what that character would be, which is like she's the ultimate like um she just has all these rules and punishes people for like violating the rules, and there are all these like impossible standards to keep up with. And she plays like she's basically serial mom before serial mom was even like a
Mhm.
concept.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's not too many people going to argue with like Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 both. Both of those movies are, I would think, almost equally great. Her performance is great in both. Now, she's a little bit more bubbly and shit in the second one.
second one's just a better movie too.
I like them both, though. I think part 3 is good as well.
Yeah, but part 3 looks like it was filmed, like, one day and, like,
It
there's
does look
5
very
people in it.
it does look very cheap.
Yeah.
And what was the fucking guy, Michael Pollard, that gets to make out with that?
Yeah.
Holy shit. What a lucky
He must have
man.
loved that day at work, yeah.
Yeah. So continuing on though, and I watched this movie a couple times recently. You see him down there, old
Oh,
what is
shit.
that mask from? Is that that's from like Laurel and Hardy or something, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, I think
Which one's
that's
Laurel,
whichever
which
one
one's
that
Hardy?
is, yeah.
Yeah. The character was Richard in New Year's Evil, who this was a weird slasher movie, man, because you know who the killer is from the beginning of the damn movie. This guy pretty much changes. He's a master of disguise. And I don't know how much. When's the last time you saw New Year's Evil? I like it. I think it has a fun like New Year's. It's a good one to watch around that time of year, like holiday horror for New Year's. There's not too many good ones. But as a killer, what do you think?
Hate it. I just don't like that fucking movie, man. I've tried so many times to watch that movie and get any kind of enjoyment out of it, and I just cannot. So if I was gonna put it anywhere, I'd either put it in yeah or the shits.
I would put it. I would agree with man just because that character is like a, you know, what
Okay.
was the
Well,
guy's name?
we got a lot of openings from yeah in there, so
Yeah, man's a little bit low.
and like I really have tried to give that movie like multiple chances to be worth a shit, but just haven't been able to do it. All
It's
right.
kind of slow, I guess.
And then next
What we got?
is it's your buddy Owly from Stage Fright. Don't forget to bring an owl.
That's what I was thinking.
Hi, kids.
I don't really. I remember that movie being okay, but I don't really remember that movie very much. Been a while since I've seen it.
I love that movie. It's slow in places, but it's a great like Italian slasher film. I don't think it's a giallo. It's just more of a slasher.
Mhm.
I always thought that at first when I watched it, I thought that's a stupidest idea for like a slasher villain, but it kind of grows on you after a
Yeah, they
while.
did everything you could think of in the 80s when it comes to like the look of slasher killers and everything.
Yeah,
Stage Fright, I do need to watch again. That may be one I check out, this month sometime. The where do you put it at? I'm not. I'll trust your judgment on that.
the character itself, I would probably put it at meh. It's just not. I mean, it's an original idea, but it's goofy as fuck looking, like that giant head and everything. It's just not very
What does everybody want?
head, but it's
Owl head.
I don't know, man. It's got
It's
some
ridiculous.
great kills
It's
though.
ridiculous.
It does have some great kills, I will say that. I'm really torn on this one. I'll put it at good. Fuck it.
You might as well. I mean, good's taking over.
I think the movie is good. I don't necessarily like the design of the killer, but the kills are good. So, and he's a pretty brutal killer, so we'll go with that.
The next one was how could we leave off? And I can't believe we left him off in the
I can't
first
believe
one.
this either.
And this is not Jason Voorhees, right? Anybody that's seen the end of Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning knows that it's the Bambalance EMT guy, Roy Burns.
The ambulance driver. Yeah.
The man, and we're going to be ranking. It's going to be my rank of the Friday the 13th films coming up this Friday night. Right? It's been like a year and a half in the making
Yep.
of the Rad Pit going through all their lists and everything. So
Dana,
this one,
shut up.
what?
Fucking saying Roy's meh. Shut your mouth.
Dana's not going to like my list of Friday the 13th, I don't think. I've been working
No.
on it, and I've been coming up with good reasons for all my picks and the ones that I have down on the drizzling shits level. This movie, as far as slasher killers go and the death scenes and everything, this is slash-tastic. There is no way it could be anything lower than slash-tastic. Look at the fucking kill scenes in Friday the 13th 5. If you're a fan of slasher movies and you don't like Friday the 13th Part 5, you're not a fan of slasher movies.
Here's the thing about this movie, though. Like, there's really no difference in fucking Roy and Jason. So, I mean, you really just ranking Jason because you don't find out it's Roy until the very end, and it doesn't change anything about the. Like, you never see Roy out of the mask killing people. So, I don't know. But I'm
Yeah.
going to put it in slash tastic because we all know that Friday 13 Part 5 is the best of the
21 kills. Right.
Yeah.
What I think is fun. Well, no, we'll talk about that on Friday. I'm really going to make some people mad with one particular movie and how low it's going to be, but I'm excited. What else we got?
Oh my God, this is a good one. So, one of the worst theme songs of all time, but this one's kind of a classic. Marty Ratson in Slaughter High. Do 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 do.
There. Yeah, Carolyn Monroe, 45-year-old high schooler in
She kept doing that too.
Slaughter.
Like every movie.
Slaughter High is an iconic 80s slasher movie to me, though. It's one of those movies that the nostalgia makes it a lot better than it actually is.
Yep.
Though, so
I'll say this though. I like the design. I like the idea of the mask and everything. It's like the Joker
Mhm.
mask and the way it was designed. Marty as a character, whatever, whatever. Got some good kills. What
I
do you
don't
think?
really like the jester mask that they used.
Yeah, I do. I think it's okay.
I mean, yeah, it just comes across as just generic for me. Um, Now the poster art that they used and the VHS art and everything, I fucking love that. Like, I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that may be one of the best, VHS covers of the 80s, like slasher movie wise, at least. I like the movie though. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's a fun movie. We watched it again not too long ago. I think Dana was on it with commentary with us. As a character, though, man, I would say meh as the character.
yeah. I mean, here's the weird thing. Looking at the chat, it's all over the place. You got like good, the drizzling shits, yeah. It's like nobody. I guess it's a very kind of divisive one too.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess it's up to us in this case because the chat's not really like singled out. So let's just go with meh. I mean,
Meh.
I'm not above putting
And
it
we
in
need to
right there.
balance this list out a little bit.
And then this is going to be a tough as fuck one too, man. Like these are some good ones though. I'll give you that. John Ryder is up next from the Hitcher.
Rutger Hauer, iconic performance. The man, this is a movie that I don't see how anybody could not like it.
Me
Just a
neither.
great movie. Great performance too. He's a fucking relentless motherfucker in that evil son of a bitch.
Great acting, great
They
atmosphere, great kind of cinematography, great setup.
the and the sad thing is like they were trying to get the sequel off the ground for years and years and years until finally, they ended up having to get fucking Bucktooth Hannah, Jake Busey to be the fucking Hitcher in the
Fuck,
sequel.
dude, Hannah.
You remember
So
when?
I'll tell you something right now, man. Other than the last list where like we had Freddie and Jason, I've never seen a more overwhelming slash tastic response from the chat than this one.
Yeah,
Not for this list. So I think that we got to go. We got to go ahead and do that because I pretty much everybody thinks that this should be in that.
I think so too. Definitely slash-tastic.
Okay.
I love I cannot wait for Second Sight's 4K of that. Like, that's just such a beautifully shot movie too. Like, I'm just like, that's my release of probably the last 10 years, the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah. When is that coming out? Like, is that
I think
fucking
they said early next year.
okay?
Um, so that'll be a good one for sure.
I love the music in this movie probably more than I love the movie, but the movie's pretty good too.
Got some saxophone in it.
Up next is Big Ed from the Mutilator.
Oh, Big Ed, boys. He's going to take out Little Ed and all Little Ed's buddies.
Fall break,
Down
dancing
to
in the
be.
moonlight.
Who in the hell? Fall Break was the original name for the Mutilated. They've made posters and shit for it. Who the fuck thought of a slasher? But okay, they're doing all kinds of holidays, right? Okay, they've got Halloween. You've got Friday the 13th. How about fucking Fall Break? Let's do it.
We got like this is what's killer about Dana. We got 6 mans and then Dana says slash tastic.
Fucking Fall Break.
Oh. Fall break. Okay.
I would say, as a killer, Big Ed is totally meh. He shouldn't be above meh.
When the leaves of summer turn red and gold and the football games take a shit in your soul, Gotta get away.
Get away. What do you think, Uncle Bill? Is it above me, Big Ed?
In terms of him as a killer, no, probably not.
Didn't we have a guy that dealt sports cards named Big Ed here in Prestonsburg back
We
in the
did.
day?
You're right. I remember I bought shit off that guy.
He had like a little thing set up in the back of fucking Lane's Hardware.
He sure did. That was back when you could buy. For some reason, they were selling cards in fucking hardware stores. Yeah, I don't think he
It's
gets
a big
any
thing.
as a character, as a slasher movie villain. He's kind of just fucking
Big
stupid.
Ed turd. Here's another bit of trivia, mutilator trivia for you. Buddy Cooper, we had on for an interview back in 2013 or 2012 or something like that, the director. And through us, Arrow Video got a hold of him to release what would come, out a couple years later, the Mutilator on Blu-ray for the very first time. So we'll take credit for that since nobody else will give us credit.
Right, but other people will steal the idea to talk to Buddy Cooper, and we'll not talk about that.
Sure.
They'll try to shine his ass. Whatever. Up next, though, is the Masked Santa from To All a Good Night. Which that's a deep dive right there, motherfucker. I don't know what. Yeah,
it is a deep dive, but this is kind of an iconic. I mean, okay, so you had To All a Good Night's a David Hess, very, very, very low budget slasher movie, holiday horror movie. It was from 1980. And I want to be honest with you. I was not a fan of this movie hardly at all until Kino Lorber did like a remaster of it because the transfer sucked. You couldn't hardly fucking tell what the hell was going on it. There are aspects of this movie that I think bigger movies ripped off. For one, this is the first big, slasher movie with a killer Santa Claus in it that I can think of. It's 4 years before Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think it's before Christmas Evil even came out, which that wasn't really even a. So this is stalk and slash in the woods. The mask itself for the Masked Santa and To All a Good Night is pretty damn creepy as well. So I kind of like the movie now. I don't think it's great by any means.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when I watched it not too long ago. I didn't think it was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think about the fucking killer though. Like
I think
it
is. Yeah, it is a couple of different people in the Santa costumes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the movie. I mean, I probably still wouldn't put it in good. But it is this not the first killer Santa slasher movie?
Oh my God. What year no, wait a minute. What year did this come out?
Like 1980.
No, because they had a killer Santa in Tales from the Crypt, the anthology movie.
That is right.
Yeah.
But is that really a slasher movie though? Well, I guess it kind of is.
Was. Yeah.
Yeah. That was based on one of those comics too, wasn't it? Wasn't that a comic?
Yeah, that was Tales from the Crypt.
Okay.
Well, the EC comic was, maybe it was, I don't know.
But it's still an interesting one to watch. And it was 1980. And there are a few shots in that too that look very similar to Friday the 13th, which I don't know which one came out first, but there were a few shots in that movie that look very close to some shots in Friday the 13th. I think it's an interesting one to check out.
So what are we ranking it? We're running out of time here. We're coming up on 2 hours.
I would put it in meh.
All right. I'll put it in meh. I don't think it's going to hurt anybody's feelings. Holy shit. I can't believe you did this next one.
Yeah, I thought this would be funnier than hell.
This is really a no-brainer. Trevor Morehouse from the Bloody Murder movies, which is basically a fucking just carbon copy rip-off of Friday the 13th with the shittiest mask ever.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, it was like in the mid-90s, there were no
put that in there.
there were no Friday the 13th movies really after 90, what was from 93 to 2001, 2002. So Trevor Morehouse was like the poor man's Jason Voorhees for the video store. They did like
Absolutely ridiculous fucking movies
I
too.
don't yeah, he had a chainsaw, he had the hockey mask. I don't know how they didn't get sued.
I guess they just changed it enough to where they couldn't say anything.
Yeah, that is the drizzling shit. So I just put that on there to be funny because I don't think we've ever talked about those movies. And I'm shocked. I am shocked that Vinegar Syndrome or one of those companies haven't done a box set on it just for the hell of it. Maybe someday.
Here's another one that's fucking awful. It's Underwear Head Man from The Strangers. Oh man. Like I remember when we first saw that, like just fucking we're dying laughing.
Yeah.
Just because he's got fucking underwear on his head, basically.
That's what it looks like.
That's
This one's
nice.
tough though. Because I mean it is kind of and they're making new Strangers movies. Randy Harlan is making a new trilogy of
Buddy, Rennie Harlan always comes in and like they bring him in for everything.
yeah. And The Strangers 2 is actually, I think, better than the original movie, which I'm not a big fan of either, really, but I probably like the sequel better than the original one. I would say meh.
It's the shits, man. It might be the drizzling shits to me. Like that design, like what's just to fucking do with his fucking underwear on his head?
It is a bad design.
Is that like that? Who thinks that's scary?
In the second one, he does like he is almost indestructible in the second one. Don't they have a scene where he's chasing the girl in a fiery truck or something like that? And it is underwear head, right? That's on fire.
All right, let's go ahead and take a vote here. So we're going between like meh and the drizzling shit. So go ahead.
Vote any of those three. I hated the original Strangers movie.
I did too.
I never rewatched it. We watched it one time in the theaters, and that was it. I couldn't stand it.
3 mehs. Shits, drizzling shits, 2 drizzling shits, and the shits. Meh. Good. Okay. The shits. Meh. I think if we average it out, it's going to end up being meh. So.
Okay. Meh.
All right. And
well, so we might have a clean sweep for the drizzling shits for the final.
Put that in there real quick before I even talk about it. The next one was Vince Vaughn from the Psycho remake, and that's already in the drizzling shits. And there's no discussion needed, really.
Not really. I mean, it's a direct remake of the original, pretty much shot for shot. What I can't understand is Gus Van Sant came off of what was it? Good Will Hunting. It's a big fucking award-winning movie, and his choice to follow up that is trying to remake Psycho. And this was really before Psycho. It was really before the remakes and everything was a thing, right? This was like in the 90s still. What year was this? 96, 97, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, man. And he just does such a terrible fucking job as that character, too. For one thing, Anthony Perkins, like that's one of those characters where you literally just you can't see anybody else in that role. You just can't do it.
No.
Now I thought the boy from the Bates Motel show did probably as good as anybody could have tried to channel fucking Anthony Perkins. But fucking Vince Vaughn hadn't a snowball's chance in hell fucking recreating anything in that.
It's so funny though, because it's one of the worst performances, like trying to mimic a performance, but it's just like so odd and stiff, and just captures none of the charisma of like what Anthony Perkins did with it. And it's such a bizarre choice for him to play that role anyway. Awful movie though. Hate that fucking movie. I would never probably watch that again.
It is
If
bad.
I might watch it to make fun of it, but that's about it.
Do a commentary on it. That'd be the only way I'd ever watch it again.
Yeah. All right. So we're down to the wire here.
Down to the nitty and the shitty.
You've got the feral witch thing on here from the Final Terror.
I just put that on there to be funny. I've never made it all the way through the Final Terror. Like, that's one of those boring fucking slasher. Like, Daryl Hannah, I think, is in it. She's really young. Like, that's one of her, that may be her first role. And I get this movie confused with other movies around that time. This was like early 80s. And the killer in it, you can't hardly even make it out in that picture. It looks like a fucking walking bird's nest, is what the killer looks like in it. A bird's nest with arms and legs.
So we've got a couple drizzling shit.
Yeah.
The Final Terror is this one, y'all.
Dana likes it, boys.
Dana. Good. It's good.
I would put it drizzling shits just because I've never made it through it.
Little Dumplings, this is the Final Terror with Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, it's the feral witch walking,
Bird's Nest.
Bird's nest.
So we got a good.
It is on sale at Shit Factory.
I don't think it's going to be good, boys. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's probably going to be the shits.
I'd say it's the drizzling shits. That's where I'd put it.
All right. Shits or drizzling shits?
Drizzling shits. Drizzling shits.
Shits. All right. Fuck it. This thing's going in here right next to Norman. And last but not least, by far,
it's
one of just for a party of one, the clowns from Terror on Tour is our final induction.
All right. What about Slash-tastic, Uncle Bill? What about Slash-tastic?
Slash-tastic. What about Fuck-tastic? Is that a category? Look here, boys. Right there. Right in the fucking drizzling shits.
The clown.
That movie's fucking bad.
That movie is bad, man. I would be interested in seeing like a remastered version of it, though, just because, maybe there's some shit in there that I didn't get in the VHS copy. But yeah, it's, as of today, it's a drizzling shits.
That movie's one of the worst goddamn things ever. It's fucking boring.
And what's bad is, wasn't that was a real band in that movie, right? Dana would know this, of course.
Dana should know everything about this movie, yeah.
The clowns were an actual band, I think. But, wasn't that a Don Edmonds movie? We interviewed Don Edmonds back in the day, talked to him about it. But I think around this time period, the VHS labels were commissioning all these filmmakers to make these horror movies and shit, and this was like one of them.
So, let's take a look at we got the list set now. Let's take a look at it. Is there anything like that you would change looking at this list? I'm gonna look at it too. I can tell you this much. I feel like the drizzling shits category is pretty good. I feel like that those people all belong in that category.
What about the shits?
The shits, if it were me, I would move up the babyface killer to meh, or at least meh.
See, I would move the babyface killer to the drizzling shits.
Yeah, we have fucking. All right. From the meh category, I'd probably move Leprechaun up to good. If that were me. But he stays at meh. And then, is there any of them from good you would move up to Slash-tastic?
We're not moving Leslie Vernon up at all.
No.
Okay. I would put Megan at Slash-tastic. I mean, there's a couple there's a lot of really good ones on Good.
There is.
Slauson, he's up there.
All right.
Babyface.
All right. I know what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. I wish we could do a vote thing in this fucking chat, but we can't figure out how to do that, or we don't have the ability to do it. The chat has the ability to take one of the good characters and move it into the /tastic. But you all have to vote now, and we'll try to tally those votes the best we can.
Yeah.
Which one would move up out of that whole row?
Yeah. So the one name that we see the most on there, we'll move it up and move it to /tastic. One
Megan.
for Maniac Cop, Megan.
Maniac Cop twice. The Creeper.
Maniac
Slauson.
Cop, Slauson.
Maniac Cop again. Maniac Cop, Slauson two more
no.
times. 3 Slausons, 4 Slausons, 5 Maniac Cops, 2 Creepers. Shit, we're going to have to go back and count these, man, because ain't no way they're coming in too quick.
Megan's not moving down; she's moving up, pal.
All right, hold on. So I'm gonna mark Maniac Cop with a star real quick. Anybody that said that, so we can keep track of it. Hold on.
Okay, go through them.
Bulls, goddamn, quit posting shit for a second so I can fucking hold on. All right, Gizmo. Who the fuck put that?
Leatherface 2003. He's just fucking with us. He's a big Michael Bay fan.
All right.
We got 5. I'm counting 5 Megans.
All right.
7. Or is that Maniac Cop?
That's Maniac Cop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Make sure they ain't 2 people trying.
7.
People trying to vote twice too, them assholes, cheaters.
So there is 7 Maniac Cops. All right. And
we'll probably do a remake one at some point. I think that'd be a fun one.
How many fucking tourist
traps? Can't promote these.
Tourist Trap seems to be like the next biggest one.
Oh, Rambo, buddy, you need to rewatch Megan. It wasn't that bad. I liked it. When she started singing that song, I was like marking out. Yeah, it's been a long day for me, TJ, for a multitude of reasons. While Uncle Bill's counting this, though,
6.
Let me solo this so you guys can see this brand new shirt that we got over at shop.deadpit.com. Check that shit out, Uncle Bill. Ain't that fucking killer?
That is killer.
Look at that. Halloween design. We're calling it the origin of Metal Merle. It's in like Halloween 6 colors, which is a great Halloween sequel. I don't care what anybody says. And our buddy Eerie Crips and Naked Chicks did this artwork, which he does a great job. I think he did some stuff for Vinegar Syndrome too. So very cool. Shop.deadpit.com.
So it looks like that it's got to be Maniac Cop because there's 7 for Maniac Cop, there's 6 for Tourist Trap, and the rest of them are just kind of split between Megan and the Creeper.
Well, let's move Matt Cordell on up, boys.
Here he goes.
There he is. Yeah, so I mean, let us know in the chat, guys, what you thought of the list. Is there any other ones? I don't think that it'd be possible to do a third one. Right. Is there anything that we left out? Because I worked on this list for a solid 2.5, 3 days. Trying to find more slasher villains. Gorked Out Andrew is on the list. Where's he at?
He's on good, yeah.
Yeah.
Rankins says we can do a third one. I don't know if we can, Rankins. I don't know if we can.
No, we'll probably move on to something else the next tier show. But this has been fun. I actually think I had more fun talking about these movies than more of the the mainstream ones. So do you want to save and download that one, Uncle Bill? We need to put these
Yeah.
up on Patreon so people can
What should we title it?
let's title it Shit Hen Casserole number 2.
Okay. I don't know. Shit in casserole
Part 2.
part 2. All right.
Yeah, so
There
we
we
got that
go.
saved. And
You want to share that on Twitter?
sure.
Let's share it on Twitter.
Share it on
Shit
Twitter.
in casserole part 2.
Oh shit.
Well, no, we can't do it.
We both clicked it at the same time. But yeah, these tier shows are fun, man. We had a pretty good sized crowd in here all night, so yeah, I have fun doing this. I mean, this is kind of easy. Once you get the list put together, you don't really have to do much. I mean, unless you haven't seen the movies.
That's true. I really like this one too. Like it was a lot easier for some reason because like these movies are so shitty. Like you didn't feel like that much pressure to put things in certain categories like slash tastic or anything.
We did New Year's Evil as well, Dick Fitzwell.
Yeah.
That was on there.
I don't think we could come up with any more.
Yeah, so we got to move on. Maybe I mean we'll talk about it. We're not going to advertise it too far ahead of time because that gives other people ideas, and we don't like that, Uncle Bill.
That's very true. 125 people watching. If you want to push the like button, that would be fine. If you don't want to, well, then you're a piece of shit. I mean,
Fuck
that's just
you
life.
and your
really.
life.
Right in about how
lives.
So,
yeah,
we got tons of shit coming up though. You might want to talk about.
we do. And Friday the 13th is coming up here in a couple of days. My wife is probably going to be very angry with me because I'm doing so many of these streams, but hey, it is Rocktober. So we're doing Friday the 13th ranking my list, which is the third and final of the Rad Pit ranking series, Friday the 13th, on Friday at 10 p.m. On Monday at 10 p.m., we're going to be rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling with the patrons, including Brendan, Wet Movie One, who was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here, but we have been told that Brian Andrew Pietrowski is on the lookout for you, Brandon. So the last time that Brandon was on a stream, we had a problem with Metal Man. He's still very jealous of our mascot, Metal Merle. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So we got that coming up on Monday. And some other shows we've got coming up, Sequelitis. Did you ever commit to the fucking date of that so I can put it up?
No, I didn't.
Well, let's commit
I
to
will,
it.
though.
What date?
I don't know.
Friday, Halloween 4 commentary, Crazy Fat Ethel commentary, Masters of Horror.
Is that real? Are we really?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
gonna be killer.
Yes. And lots of shit, man. I hope to God we can get this shit done by the end of the month, but it's going to be tough.
I'm looking forward to it though. I've never even thought about doing a Crazy Fat Ethel commentary. That's gonna be out the fucking world.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be off the chain.
Oh shit!
And
hold on.
You got shit. Oh damn, bulls! That's 3 right in a row, and you muted. What'd you mute it for?
I'm all right.
The mayor. Well, that's your opinion, buddy. A lot of people like Amityville Karen.
Do they?
Debbie's Voorhees UB Friday. What?
I don't know what that means.
But we appreciate it. It's been late, boys. Me and Uncle Bill, we're getting ready to make like Steve. But we appreciate everybody on here on the chat tonight's been a fun chat, and we will bring the tier list back probably sometime in November, December. Lots of time coming up to do more of those. Anything else you wanted to? You doing anything else that you can think of? I know we're going to be on KB's channel coming up here in a couple of weeks as well, talking about some horror, Halloween horror picks.
Yeah, and I also need some volunteers for bringing back the tour of Italy. So the first one we're going to do is Umberto Lindsay. So if anybody wants to do that, if anybody's got the balls to join in on that, then I need some volunteers so we can set a date. We can timestamp it.
Gotcha by the ball.
Because really, season 2 is only going to have about 3 or 4. There ain't many left that like that I know enough about to even like try to make a show out of.
Yeah. Always make tater salad on Friday night.
Yeah, really. What the fuck happened with that?
Well, the kids in Madagascar are still working night and day trying to get that plushie finished.
This is going to be one of those things, man. I about guarantee it. Where like it turns into a big deal because they'll probably never come out.
Dana's wanting to do the Poopy Avati retrospective.
Dana, you want to do Umberto Lindsay? Because I can arrange it.
All right, guys. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. It's been a fun show. And we will catch you guys this coming Friday for Friday the 13th. It's my ranking, brother, here on Dead
God.
Give us a thumbs up.
Up you butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.